I just had a birthday recently, and I had to renew my driver's license, and I decided that I didn't like the way my life was going, so I changed my identity. I checked the Caucasian box. I'm a white woman now. My life has changed drastically. My credit score went up by
Tiffany Haddish
300
might be the
points.
queen of funny, but her life has been anything but a joke. From her rough childhood to marriage troubles, Tiffany has had her fair share of ups and downs. Here's the truth about her sad life story. Tiffany was born in South Central Los Angeles on December 3, 1979. Her mom was an entrepreneur, and her dad was an Eritrean refugee. According to her memoir entitled The Last Black Unicorn, her father left their family when she was 3, and her mom remarried and had 4 more children. While chatting with the Breakfast Club, Tiffany revealed her mom and stepdad's relationship was very rocky, and he had a few different women pregnant at the same time. When she was 8 years old, tragedy struck when Tiffany's mom was involved in a terrible car accident. Her mom's head went through the windshields, leaving her severely brain damaged with a very limited vocabulary, which frustrated her mom to the point where she would lash out. Tiffany told Uncensored she was never the same after that. She wasn't normal anymore. Tiffany told David Letterman that her mom had to learn how to talk, walk, everything all over again. She said that her mom's behavior also changed drastically, where she would take things out on Tiffany and call her names like ugly and tell her she hated her. She said her mom would put her hands on her, leaving her bruised. All of it took a toll, and Tiffany didn't want to live with her mom anymore. She begged to live with her grandmother, but her mom would say, "She's not your mama, I'm your mama." Since Tiffany was the eldest of her 4 siblings, she was forced into a mother role. She told People, "I was basically a 10-year-old mom. I was feeding them and dressing them. I was taking care of everybody." This also included being her mom's caretaker and teaching her how to tie her shoes. Things came to a head when Tiffany was 12. She wrote in her memoir that her mom hit a male neighbor with a stick and accidentally hit his baby. The cops were called, and Tiffany's mom underwent an evaluation where she was diagnosed with schizophrenia and placed in a state mental facility. Tiffany and her siblings were separated and placed into foster care. She told People magazine her sisters were placed in one home, her brothers were placed in another home, and she was in a separate home all by herself. Forced to attend a new middle school, she would leave her foster home at 5 a.m. and take a bus to her old school, where she felt more comfortable. Her foster parents would report her missing. The police and her social worker would frequently pick Tiffany up and take her back to her new school. While in foster care, things got increasingly worse. In her memoir, she revealed she was mistreated at the age of 13 when the live-in father of her foster mother caught her stuffing toilet paper in her training bra. He told her that he knew how to make her chest grow, and every day for 15 minutes, he would take advantage of her. Tiffany said she didn't realize what happened was inappropriate until years later when she opened up to a friend about it. Things continued to decline at school as well. She stated she was basically illiterate and couldn't read or write up until the 9th grade. She still managed to take AP classes by getting people to read things to her, but everyone eventually caught on. Her classmates, mother, stepfather, and grandmother would call her stupid, but a teacher who noticed her struggles decided to step in and gave Tiffany private lessons to help her succeed. In an attempt to make friends, she decided laughter was the best way to make people like her. She told People magazine she would make up imaginary friends and talk to them to make the other kids laugh. While it won them over, it also caused concern for her teachers who thought there was something mentally wrong with her. At the age of 15, she and her siblings were reunited and placed in her grandmother's care. But her social worker was still worried about her and gave her the option to either go to psychiatric therapy or go to Laugh Factory camp. She chose the camp, and her comedic gifts flourished. While there, she was mentored by comedy greats like Richard Pryor, the Wayans brothers, Dane Cook, and Charlie Fleischer, whom she still considers a mentor. While her life appeared to be going in the right direction, she faced yet another traumatic event when she was 17. After her homecoming dance, a man who was also a police cadet offered to take her home. Instead, he drove her to his place where the unthinkable happened. She reported the incident, but the perpetrator was never arrested. She told Glamour magazine, "That whole experience put me in such a messed up place for a long time, and I ended up going to counseling." Still dealing with the aftermath of that event, her grandmother kicked her out of the house at the age of 18. Homeless with nowhere to go, she would sleep on friends' couches. Even though she was accepted to New York University, she couldn't afford to attend, so she enrolled in Santa Monica Community College. At one point, Tiffany's sketch comedy co-star noticed that she was homeless and living out of her car. That person just so happened to be Kevin Hart. Tiffany told Vanity Fair that Kevin asked her, "You're a beautiful woman, you could stay with any man. Why don't you just stay with a man?" Tiffany answered, "I'm not sleeping with nobody for a roof over my head." In an Instagram caption, Tiffany wrote that Kevin gave her all the money he had at the time, which was $300, so she could get a hotel room for the week. He also suggested she write down her goals to make them come true. A week later, she was able to get an apartment for $550 a month. Things were looking up for her, but she was emotionally run down. An unplanned pregnancy which she chose to terminate, and at the tender age of 21, she felt she didn't want to live anymore. She told the Breakfast Club she met up with her stepdad and he encouraged her to cheer up because she wasn't even supposed to be here. He further explained he was the one who snipped her mother's brakes before her terrifying car accident, and Tiffany and her siblings were supposed to be in the car with her. She still isn't sure if he was joking or telling the truth, and her stepfather was never prosecuted. On The Breakfast Club, Tiffany explained that an unexpected encounter on a cruise led her to meet a man named William Stewart. When he told her he was a police officer, she told him it would be nice to have a cop friend and maybe he could help her find her biological dad one day. They chatted for about a year, but because he was a lot older, she realized that she didn't want to date him. They stopped talking and she changed her number. 5 or 6 years later, after seeing her on Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, William decided to track her down. By that point, he had become a private investigator, so he was able to locate her. He told her all the things he did to find her, and she told him, "Maybe if you can find me, you can find my daddy." He said he would, but it would cost her. William said that if he found him, she would have to marry him. He kept his word and found her dad in 3 weeks' time. Tiffany said, "I'm a woman of my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it." They got married in 2008, and her dad walked her down the aisle. Tiffany called it one of the happiest days of her life. The happy days wouldn't last long. According to Radar Online, she was granted a temporary restraining order in 2011 after she accused William of putting his hands on her multiple times. She later dropped the order of protection. Though she wrote in her memoir that they divorced in 2011, remarried, and got divorced again, TMZ reported William said they stayed married until they officially got divorced in 2013. She told The Breakfast Club William couldn't handle her career. She felt that she had given everything, but she still wasn't good enough. She thought he was trying to shut down her dreams, and said he later admitted he was afraid that if her career took off, she wouldn't need him anymore. Though her marriage was over, her career was heating up. She had roles in Real Husbands of Hollywood, If Loving You Is Wrong, and The Carmichael Show. Sadly, her biological father passed away in May 2017, just months before her breakout role in the 2017 movie Girls Trip. Her memoir was released in December 2017, and according to TMZ, William wasn't pleased with the chapter entitled The Ex-Husband. The chapter aired all the dirty laundry about their marriage, including the assault allegations and the details about Tiffany's alleged miscarriage. Her ex-husband denied all the allegations and even claimed Tiffany never suffered a miscarriage. He said she actually terminated the pregnancy. In an interview with V103, William said Tiffany warned him before the book came out and told him he would be furious with what it included. Tiffany shared on Snapchat that some of the stories were exaggerated during the editing process. However, in 2018, William filed a $1 million lawsuit against Tiffany, her co-author, and her publisher. As of this video, the case is still pending. Despite all that she has gone through, Tiffany remains focused on making a name for herself in the entertainment industry. In 2017, she made history as the first Black female comedian to host Saturday Night Live, and won a Primetime Emmy for it. She has been nominated for numerous Critics' Choice Awards and even teamed up with her old friend Kevin Hart to star in the 2018 film Night School. When she isn't working, she gives her time and resources to the Unusual Suspects Theater Company. which provides workshops for youth and adults in underserved communities. Things in her personal life are going great as well. She has plans to move her mom from a mental institution into a duplex where she can have a full-time nurse to take care of her. And in August 2020, she revealed she and the rapper Common became friends after appearing in the movie The Kitchen. After a virtual date, things began to heat up. She told the Steve-O podcast she was in love. She said, "This is hands down the best relationship I've ever been in." We wish Tiffany all the best in her life, career, and exciting new romance. Let us know if you're shocked by Tiffany Haddish's life story. And thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.